Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3.
Hey everybody, it's Sean with the Good Dog. This is Laura Morgan, my trusty assistant, and we're going to be doing Q&A Saturday video style. So prior to this, I've been doing them all with on Facebook just by responding and typing, actually just thumbs on the iPad, and it takes hours and hours and hours. And we thought that it might not only save time, but it might be more fun to actually do a video thing where we can actually talk to you guys directly. So we're going to give it a shot. See what you guys think. We're back with you for Q&A Saturday, second video.
Hey everybody, it's Sean from the Good Dog, and I've got the lovely Laura Morgan, and we are actually en route. I got a question for you.
Hey everybody, it's Sean from the Good Dog and the lovely Laura Morgan, and hey everybody, it's Sean with the Good Dog.
19. Number 20.
21. 22. 2. 23. 24 and 25.
So 26.
Episode it is.
27.
Episode number 28.
29. 30. 31.
Is it number
32. These came 2 days ago.
I didn't know there was something. Episode number 37. Episode No Look number 38, 39, 40.
Hey guys, hey, we are at T3. What else we got?
Check it out.
42.
42, 43, 44,
44.
45, 46, 47.
Whoa.
Boom! And that's 48. Get them up, lady.
Wow.
Episode number Big 50. 51, guys. Uh-oh, we're crooked. 53. 54.
55.
55. 56.
Okay, take two.
Episode number 57.
57.
50. 60. Yeah,
Really?
60
Yes.
episodes.
Wow, that's impressive.
Right? 61.
Woo.
How do you do it?
60.
Oh, boom.
2. 63.
64. No, 5. That's an easy one, right? We'll just get the number 70. So that means I get to do
Yay. How are you?
Hi Laura, how are you? I love dog. Seriously love dog so much.
number 71. Boom. 72. He didn't learn this in he's eating my course. This is the Good Dogs Q&A Saturday, episode number 73. Laura Morgan, to my right. 74. 75. Number 76. 77.
Holy crap. You're 7.
Wait, hang on, what are we at?
78.
Number 79. Can I do 9? Hey!
Yeah, like that. Say hi to Periscope.
82. 83. 84. 85. 86. 87. 88. 89. 90. Jeff, do not be obstinate. Here we go.
It's Sean with the Good Dog.
94. 95. 96 or do I do 9?
Do 9.
97. 98. Let's see it. Turn it around upside down. Great episode. Like I even need to look down at this. Episode number 90. Jesus, Sean.
easy.
I actually did an 8.
Oh.
99. Big one.
99.
Big boom. Q&A Saturday, episode 100.
He's crazy. Nice work, ladies. Where's Britt?
What time is it?
Oh my god. That's great.
Another one, or are we good?
What you doing?
I'm making a pop-up cake. Or pop-out cake.
Oh my goodness. It's amazing. Hey Archie, are you here to help?
He is. He's working on distractions. I'm a pretty big distraction today.
I thought it was for the cake. Okay. There's
no donuts left.
This is awesome.
Oh, and do we want to do like a thin layer of paper here for? He's not gonna be able to pop through it because it's not like a circle.
Pull that down, see what we get.
Does it work?
No, didn't
Does
work.
it help?
Didn't work.
Oh, hold it. Oh,
Oh Jesus! Oh Jesus!
oh dear.
Too windy today.
This is the
For the paper cake.
This. How's that?
Yeah, it's great. Go ahead.
Wait, we're blowing everywhere. Hang on. 1 second. Tell me when.
Action!
Episode 100.
Okay. And action.
100.
What are you reading?
Nothing. The best ice cream in town. Owls. Like, who's ever heard of owls? Owls is like some anomaly. They just like sprung up and decided we're going to create ice cream chefs. They're not going to make ice cream in the back. They're not going to purchase it from some secondary producer. No, they have a chef comes in, and the chef, like top secret hours, they fly him in a helicopter. He's got all the recipes in a briefcase. He comes in, like sneaks him in, and he concocts.
Sneak him into his own restaurant.
It's not his restaurant. He's top secret.
He's not.
He is top secret.
They said he's top secret.
Do you know who he is? Exactly. I can't believe it. I'm gobstruck. I'm flabbergasted. I'm
You're all
enjoying
shook up?
ice cream.
Oh, I've had plenty. Let's show them what owls is. No.
I thought for sure you're
No.
like, I've had plenty. And then you brings it back up.
This is owls. It's just local to us, right?
I think there's a chain, but it's a very small chain.
Your mouth is numb, I can tell.
I know I can barely speak.
Okay.
This will be good for everybody.
Okay.
Like they'll have to decipher me. Maybe we can do subtitles.
On the 100th episode, we start doing subtitles.
Blah, 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 blah.
So I'm actually going to take this water away. And
No.
You have to ask for it.
No. I need that water in order to thaw out my mouth.
Okay, but you can do swish right
It's
now.
like
and I'll
a
cut.
glacier melting. No, we're good. Watch this. Look how quiet it is.
Last episode, you wouldn't believe the amount of squishing going on. That, and you go,
You are such a squish Nazi.
Give me this.
No, I want to be
I'll
able
give
to.
it to you at the breaks.
Anyways, guys, do we start over now? And now that we've got the swishing fight out of the way.
Oh, yeah.
Do we start over again?
Yeah, let's start over.
Okay. My mouth is not numb.
Oh yeah, now you're not.
I'm clear. I
You're
might
not
need a quick
owled out.
swish. No. Anyways, Owl's Ice Cream. We recommend anybody in the LA area go get it, handmade.
Chatsworth, California.
By an ice cream chef. I didn't know there was such a thing. There's an ice cream chef.
There's a chef.
And he goes freaking to Owl's, and in the middle of the night he makes magic stuff. Anyways, we figured we figured we'd have a little bit of a little celebration. I brought some Starbucks cookies. Laura got a little pumpkin
He got
cookie
cookies.
because you're a big fan of the frosted.
I love the frosted cookie at
Mm-hmm.
Starbucks, and I got my little drink. You got your little drink.
Oh, there we go. And I kind of went big, guys. This is for the I don't know if you guys can see it, but This is for the big show. You can see it. 6 shot. I was down to 4, but you guys deserve more than 4. You guys deserve the big 6.
The big 6. All right, guys. Well.
So, here's the deal. Are you ready?
Yes.
Holy shit. It's the 100th episode. We started this thing, and I know you guys who've been following us, you know some of the backstory, some of the history. I used to do Q&A Saturday, and I would, you know,
All
like,
day.
I wouldn't write it out on there, but it'd be on my phone, and literally it would take me 12, sometimes more than 12, sometimes 15, 18 hours. I would get 30 questions, right?
Answer all of them.
And I'd answer all of them, and it was like, it was killing me. And so we talked.
The weekends were gone. Like the weekends, I was like, Sean, can we like film this or do this? He's like,
I must answer questions. And so, anyways, it kind of became like this. It was a impromptu, like, hey, what do you think about like just putting together a Q&A show,
Right,
which
right.
sounded like fun,
Yeah.
right? We've been seeing
Little-
some people that we would like Marie Forleo and some other folks doing
Gary
it.
Vaynerchuk.
Yeah, Gary V. Doing Q&A shows that were really exciting and helpful and really engaging with the audience. We thought, well, what the hell, you know, like, you know how to edit, and maybe we won't suck really bad.
Yeah.
And so we
and
threw
I
it
think
up
we
there.
really thought about Gelman's radio show with like the way Linda would ask questions, and we're like, hey, we could do something. Off
we
of
can
that sort
ride
of
those
thing.
coattails.
Yeah.
The Gelman coattails. So that's kind of how it started. It was really, to be perfectly frank, it was a relief from me having to type 12 to 20 something hours of responses. And I loved engaging with everybody, but it was really like, it might have been ruining my life.
It might have been.
I mean, as far
You
as
did
the
it
quality
for
of
a
life.
long time.
Yeah, I couldn't do anything else. So we talked about this. We kind of got excited about
Yeah,
it, like
yeah.
we do with like other ideas. And at the time we had pretty low we had pretty low profile, like low pro, like quality stuff, right?
Pretty.
We had ghetto, right? We had a pretty bottom barrel thing, which
I mean, we were just doing it as like, okay, we'll just do this for a couple of things.
Yeah.
Or like, we're not going to do like, okay, let's
there
look
were
forward.
no
It's gonna be
there
like,
was no idea of like 100 episodes.
or like, this will peter out. Yeah, it'll
Yeah.
just be something that we just do for a little bit and then we'll move on to something else. But yeah, I mean, I've been cutting for the last couple of weeks. I've been spending some time on doing like a little montage that you guys already saw. And it was just cool to see. I think for me, the big takeaway I had was, we were just talking about this, is the
My
whole,
intense wittiness.
yes, that was the big takeaway.
That was the big throwaway.
No, but that, like, you know, Sean and I kind of have a thing of like, okay, we're going to do something, let's just try it.
Yeah.
You know, let's just try it. And so instead of, you know, when we first talked about doing Q&A Saturday, we were like, oh, let's do a Q&A. Let's do it as let's do it as a show on YouTube.
Yeah.
But we weren't like, okay, let's get a camera crew. You're going to get a nice camera.
Get
You're
some
going to do
lights,
this, get lighting. We were just
audio.
like, let's get an iPad and set it up. And now a lot of people could say like, okay, well, the prep, it's all in the prep and it's all in like, you could have looked better and your sound is bad and there's all this. Yeah, it's
true. It's true.
But if we had thrown all those obstacles in the way, there's a possibility that it would have like, oh, okay, did you get the lights yet? Oh no, I haven't found any yet. Okay,
There's
well,
more
let's
than a big
just-
possibility.
Yeah. That's
the
true.
truth is that if we would have let gear get in our way, that like we had to like have a certain level of gear,
Or like how many questions or
we
what-
probably
how long
never
is
we
this
probably
gonna-
never would have done it. And it's so fascinating to see the little humps, the little glitches, the little obstacles that can get in the way of something special.
Yeah.
Like life isn't like this preordained thing. Life is like sometimes you take little chances on things that are undetermined or unknown,
Yep.
and they turn into something really, really special and really cool. And so I'd love to encourage any of you guys out there looking to do your own thing, just start.
Yeah.
Just start. And it doesn't matter how crappy it looks, you'll get your footing. Better it looks crappy and nobody's watching
Yeah.
while you're figuring it out than like go big and be like, oh wow, we've got great quality and I suck.
Yeah.
Right? So work it out while you're under the radar and get it together. Our first, handful of episodes, there wasn't exactly people, beating down our door to like get to those episodes. episodes, and they're hard to watch because like they're charming, but they're hard to watch because
charming's a good word.
Boy, like I don't know about you, but boy, am I awkward.
Oh, me too.
I'm so like
I'm like uncomfortable because I'm like, what am I doing here? Like, am I gonna?
What am I doing here?
Not what am I doing?
How did I
here,
end
but
up here?
Kind of like, I'm like, it's his show. Like, it's, people are like usually asking you questions, and I'm like, I'm just asking questions, and there's a lot of factors. Let's put it that way. But I do love. I get proud when I see like that seems to be something that we tend to do is just kind of like not just push forward and do whatever, but like just like, hey, well, let's try this and let's see what we get, but not put too much pressure of like everything needs to be perfect before it goes into effect. It just needs to kind of go into effect, and then we can perfect. And what I liked watching on that montage so much was like graphics got better, lighting got better, we looked more comfortable, like all that stuff.
Production and presentation quality, everything went better and better and better. But that's the nature of anything. Whether you're building a car, like the first Tesla, I'm sure didn't roll off the lot like I'm sure it had all sorts of problems. I mean, anything that's been put out there has started out at like a pretty dodgy like initial run, and then you tweak and you improve and you test and you check and what's the market say, and then you build from there, and then next thing you know you end up with something that's like kind of half good, and then it gets better and better and better. And so anyways, not to toot our own horns and not to be like rah rah rah, but I'm
proud of it. I'm really proud.
I'm proud as well, but I'd really like to implore all of you guys to take a shot and take a chance if there's something you want to do. We were just talking with the trainer yesterday doing a phone consult, and she's like super solid, got great skills, really great presentation, tons of business, mostly word of mouth. And she's got these big dreams for how she wants her lifestyle to look. And we're like, you need to get out there. If you want this stuff, these bigger dreams, this freedom, this financial freedom, time freedom, geographic freedom, you got to like build this stuff. And this stuff doesn't just come from like word of mouth stuff. It comes from like taking a chance, taking a risk, and putting yourself out there. So for any of you trainers watching, or anybody else in any like entrepreneurial field or endeavor, like put yourself out there, start sharing value with a focus on what would be helpful. I mean, that's always been our mission. Our mission isn't like, and I'm sure there's people that would disagree and be like, all they talk about is freaking Indian food and blah, blah, blah. But the main mission, like beyond the Indian food and the treats, is really about like what would be helpful. What could we sit down, spend some time with, even the questions we pick. We're not like, just picking like softball questions. What's going to help the most people.
Most people, if it's really, really specific, it's less gonna help less people, I guess. So we're gonna pick less questions like that.
Absolutely. So just closing that out, if you guys have got a dream or a goal, or you have a message, or you have a business you want to build, you have a brand you want to build, get out there, take a chance, take a risk, put yourself out there, and allow it to suck. And then build off the suck until you get to a place that sucks a little less and a little less and a little less. And next thing you know, you might not suck at all, and you might be kind of cool and have a little following.
Like in 50 episodes to look back at these and be like, oh my gosh, remember when we were like doing that, and that was our sound, and that was our lighting, and
it's just going to keep improving. And that
has to.
How life should be, right? So, anyways, guys, I think one thing I want to jump into also is that we can't thank you enough for being along for the ride with us and being patient with us as we developed all this stuff. You guys have been so cool and so accommodating and so like having fun with us as we've built this, and we kind of built it together, like all of this
as
family.
A group, as a family, like we would take cues from you guys, we would do stuff like change things up just off of what you guys said, and it wasn't just like us making decisions just like as a dictatorship. We really took you guys into account, and we would think about things like what's going to be you know, what's going to be exciting for this person, or, oh, wouldn't this help this person? And, you know, we really took you guys in, so.
And some of you have been recurring characters on here, right? So there's you know, like for a while Rachel the bear was like there, and Rachel's like, oh God, here we go again. And LaDawn has been LaDawn has been a regular recurring, you know, one, and Joanne and several others. So you guys have made this what it is, and we can't thank you enough. Thanks for having so much fun with us. Thanks for the feedback, and thanks for the updates to all you guys that have actually managed to do something special with your dog through the stuff that we've exchanged or shared with you. Like I saw a message the other day on the T3 forum from Tara about Scout, and it was
special.
like, Tara, I can't tell you how much we appreciate hearing that.
We'll share it today.
Cool. Yeah, that's really special. So big thanks to you guys. We love you so much, and we could not, I know it sounds trite, but we could not do this without you guys. Well, we could, but it would just be the two of us watching it, and that's
We wouldn't do it. We wouldn't do it without you guys.
It wouldn't be much fun. So that said, let me just jump into a couple other things, and then we'll roll with the show.
Such a melty good time. It's ruining my coffee. Decaf. Okay.
You go decaf? Oh, that's right, you did go decaf.
I was like, you got it for me.
I showed her to the guy.
Okay.
Yeah, I was trying to read it, and he's like, can you just show it to me? And I was like,
That's so smart.
I know, but it's like, am I that lame at reading it off? And it's like, the answer is yes.
Because he just wants to look at it. He knows all the boxes to check.
I know, and there's just something you know about people that aren't like Starbucks,
They're
like
macchiato,
right,
grande, hot. He's like, give it to me.
He's like, spit it out, man.
Exactly.
Yeah, I go up and and I'm like, yeah, I'd like to get a venti cappuccino. How many shots? Let me go with 4 shots, non-fat milk. And they're like, how do they say it? They're like, venti quad cap non-fat.
Yeah, quick.
And I was like, damn, I got to get that together. I got to like, so at least I'm in the club.
You've gotten so much better though. You know, back in the day, you never did Starbucks. I did Starbucks, and you thought you had this thing in your mind that Starbucks took a long time and that it was useless. Or like,
did I really?
It was just not for you. It wasn't. You weren't like a coffee Starbucks person.
Yeah,
like any of that
I wasn't
stuff.
crazy about coffee for a long time.
Yeah, and so I'd be like, "Can we stop and get Starbucks?" You're like, "Oh, it's gonna take forever." But okay.
Really, was that my attitude?
Not like a jerk, but like your attitude was that I'm sure you'd had friends or girlfriends, whatever, that like Starbucks meant like waiting in line.
4-hour process.
Yeah.
Hey man. Guy stuff, right?
Since it was total guy stuff. It was like asking me
You're like
shopping.
out revving the engine.
Yeah.
You're like, So.
But now you're like, you go in there and you know like the words to say, and I'm super proud of you.
And they actually know me. I walk in. And
at the old place, I went through the drive-thru the other day, and the guy was like, "Where is Sean?" He was so upset. I'm like, "He moved." He's like, "What?" I'm
Really?
like, "Well," and then I was trying to let him down easy. I'm like, "Well, the business moved. He's still gonna come back."
He's still around. He'll visit occasionally. Yeah, that Starbucks, the drive-thru, those kids were so nice, and took such good care of us.
Yeah.
So, anyways, we're on a Starbucks tangent, but we got to get off of it. So, real quick. Unbelievable, 100 episodes. Yes, we've covered it. I'm still like in shock.
Me too.
Let's see. We got the e-collar workshop. I don't want to beat a dead horse, but I want to be really quick with that.
Yeah.
Can you just help hip us?
We've got the link up here.
Boom.
It's all, if the website hasn't been working for you, hasn't been working for me either, so thank you for being patient. But here's the link. Go ahead and check that out. There's 2 dates up there. You'll see upcoming events. There's a little bit of a write-up on there. If you guys have any other questions, you just contact us, and you and I will jump on the phone or whatever. So don't just check out there for the dates, and then if you have any questions, just let us know.
Okay, and so basically we've got New Orleans coming up really soon.
New Orleans comes up at the end of this month, and then at the beginning of next month.
Don't miss the New Orleans one. It's always so much fun.
Yep.
It's so much fun.
So
Everybody had such a great time last time. So I really recommend, if you can make it, of course you get 2 for 1. You get the work with us hands-on in an intimate situation, and then of course you get New Orleans.
Yeah.
And you can go have some fun and do a lot of crazy stuff, which is also wild. Just careful on Bourbon Street. So that's that. We've got T3, total revamp, total overhaul.
Total revamp, total recall.
Total, yeah, I was like, as I said that, I was like, I think I'm blending like Arnold Schwarzenegger
Revamp
movies.
and overhaul.
Right? It's T, but he never had a T3, he had a T2, right?
Terminator 2, yeah.
Yeah, he never did T3, right?
No, yeah.
No?
No,
It
I don't
ended.
think so.
Okay, cool. Just want to make sure I'm not going to get sued by the big Arnie. He can take us. He can take us down. He can squash us. So T3 is being totally overhauled. I know we've mentioned this on a couple different platforms, but it is super exciting. Tori Smith is on board. She is going to come in and kick so much ass as far as like training a lot of the like foundational behaviors in a way that's super hand holding, super step by step, super like making sure that everybody's comfortable and really gets it, which is going to allow us to go out and work in a certain portion of the day, like with more problem dogs, not you, but more problem dogs, and actually show some of the stuff that like me, Jeff, and Laura do, that kind of like at higher level stuff. And I think that's one of the things that people have been missing a little bit, is like, not that they need to work with aggressive dogs right away, but to plant the seed of like, okay, how is this behavior mod actually like folding into the program, right? So that kind of stuff. And then of course, diving deeper into business, we've got some big plans for the business stuff, super excited about, and then some really exciting plans. I know it sounds like I'm like hyperbolizing everything, but like really big plans for the personal development side to get more personal, to get more one-on-one, more individual, more unique, and like dive deeper with everybody. So
days are going to go longer. Everything's going to just be a little bit expanded, but it's going to be great. We're going to just divvy up work a little bit more just to make it easier for everyone, and it's going to be really fun.
And more exciting and deeper. So T3, the next one is Rhode Island.
Yep,
and
October.
are any dates left for Rhode Island?
Yeah, there's spots left. Yep.
Okay,
October 10th through 16th.
At Jeff's place. Anybody want to come see Jeff's place and see how we rock and roll out there? Rhode Island's always a fun place to do. Always a fun place to do the workshop. So that said, holy mackerel, I think it's time to jump into the show.
Let's do it.
Are you ready? Okay. 100th episode. Okay, lady. Big question. Do I do any of the intro?
You have to.
Do I?
Yeah.
Even if it's... We have special surprises that are going to be edited into this. So a lot of what's going on.
They've already seen that.
Right? But it's exciting. But I want to full disclosure here. So we've got some big plans that hopefully will be you've already seen, and when you get to this part, you'll be like, I already saw it. Cool. Anyways, so. Hey everybody, it's Sean from The Good Dog, and this might be the second time you've heard this, but it doesn't matter. To my left, I've got the lovely Laura Morgan with some new nails, I do believe.
Yes, we'll be showing those off when we usually do it.
100th episodes.
You wouldn't believe
Still struggling.
the fun I had. Like every single time you're doing a number, you're like, do I do the 6 or do you do the 6? Is it 7? Wait, what? I'm not good at math. I'm like,
I can write a mean blog post, but man, you start putting fingers up and I'm a little bit toast, right? So, and all this good stuff that you see everywhere here, well, actually that you don't really see, there's no dogs around. I don't know where they all went. Is the Good Dogs Q&A Saturday episode 100. Bang, bang,
I'm just picturing like a mariachi band in the background.
Maybe you can get a little bit like some fireworks. Can you blow some fireworks up in the graphics?
That's for you. That's for your production crew down the road.
Okay, or you could have like Cujo with like a cape on and like fly over us. Oh, no, you're inspired now. She's like, oh, I can put that together.
Let me work on that.
Fireworks? No. Cujo flying? We'll get it. Okay.
Cool.
And nails? Did you want to show your nails? Now is it appropriate?
Because you can't see them like this. Yeah, I went and got these done just for the episode.
And
they're like a nice cranberry Merlot.
I have to say, do you want truth?
Please.
I like when you kind of go blue, almost like this blue.
Well, the reason I did this is because it actually complements this color, I think.
You wanted some contrast in your life?
Yeah, but
Did you tell
don't like
everybody
them?
what you... No. It's not that I don't like them. It's that I think that's my favorite color
Me
on
too.
you.
I think so too. This is pretty
Right.
classic.
And that is
I
for...
got this ring because I finished my Coyote and the Pig book, and it'll be coming in a week. It's been a long road.
Awesome.
But I got it for myself. I ordered it just as like a reminder of I like to do weird, like...
It's not weird. It's super awesome that after something is big and is ominous of a project to try and like tackle,
Yes.
like not just one but multiple books.
Yes.
You've got like multiple books ready,
Yes.
and you're going to buy a ring for each
I'm
book
gonna
as
buy
they're
a ring
published.
every time I get it published, like a nice little, like, just a small ring. I like this.
What I would love to see is that as the sales get bigger, the rings get bigger until you're like boing boing boing.
It's like real diamonds.
Right, just big old monster.
Love it.
So, okay, cool. So we've got the rings going on. Me, I don't know if anybody's
Oh, yeah.
noticed. Like,
How could you not notice?
I mean, there's important things to talk about with dog stuff here, but
but-
I have to say that
Fashion
there are some
beats
other
them
things
all.
that are a little bit more important, and I want to set our priorities straight here. This is a brand new hat. This hat is not from Meyer the Hatter, I'm sorry to say.
Oh, yeah.
Right? I had to deviate a little bit. We went to, what is it, Gurin?
It's the Gurin Hat Brothers or something.
Gurin
yeah.
Brothers Hat Company.
Yeah.
They're all over the place, but they do some really awesome hats.
Yeah, they do.
I walked in there, I saw this baby, and I was like, me and you.
Yeah,
I think we
we're
got
gonna
a
have a
thing.
word, yeah.
And it's like, what?
You gonna show them too?
Of course,
Oh,
give me a... She never trusts me. She's like...
I just wasn't sure if you'd remember.
Come on, like it's my 100th episode. I just
Okay.
don't know when to tell you when to do your nails.
Okay.
So, anyways, new hat. Tell me what you think. I'm kind of digging it, especially when the cold weather hits. I'm gonna be
Yes.
like,
It's like a felt wool.
you can
kind
feel
of-
it. You can feel it.
Yeah.
That's enough. Okay.
It's like a wool blend.
Yeah, it's super comfy, but I
Yeah.
love, if anybody knows me, like gray and black.
Yeah.
Like
It's your
at my
colors.
home, like the loft, everything, furniture
Everything's gray and
black,
black.
the bed cover gray, everything's gray and black. So
Yep.
that's my deal. But what does that mean? Oh, I don't know if you guys can tell. Those ain't white, and they're not blue. Those are, I think, what did he call them?
Zen gray.
Zen gray. And when I saw them, there was like, bing, stars in
Yeah,
my eyes,
little
and I was like,
hearts.
me and you, we're gonna take a stroll.
happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, anyways, guys, thanks for bearing with all this bullshit, because we've gone, bless you, we've gone back down bullshit lane here. Bless you.
And I would show you new clothes, but none of my clothes fit anymore. So I need.
You'll have new clothes soon, but they'll be bigger.
I'm getting there. I finally am at the point where I'm like, okay.
You've just kind of thrown in the towel. You've given up.
No, I'm gonna like. Maybe I should go get a pair of like normal, like bigger size. Because I'm literally wearing my exact. Don't say it.
Do you know what I'm gonna say?
Maternity clothes.
No, no.
Oh, forgiveness. I thought about that the other day when I was walking. I was like, God, my pants are so tight. And then I was like, oh, it reminds me of being in New Orleans and eating too many like
Everything.
brownies.
So when we were in New Orleans, we've got a multitude of products that are ready to hit the market, and one of
Usually
them
these products came up after a few too many, like
maybe a daiquiri or two,
maybe a couple alcoholic beverages.
and maybe a few snacks that were like a little decadent.
Questionable.
And what they tend to do is they tend to push the limits of our
Yes.
fabric, right? So what
like the zippers are like this.
everything's like, yeah, flexing. You can feel the tension
Yeah,
kind of
there's a lot
going,
of
like it's
tension.
like a tightrope.
A lot of tension.
And turn my phone upside down. Here was the concept, real quick. Boy, is this like, boy, do we digress.
Boy, do we.
So, the name of the clothing line, which is what really makes it awesome, was Forgiveness, right? Forgiveness clothing line. And what we were going to do is we were going to strategically, maybe they already exist. They
probably do.
Maybe they're like Oprah's already like sold them
They're
on their show
actually
or
called
something
leggings.
like that. No, this is a different thing. So whether it's jeans or shirts, but they're going to be form-fitting items, right? Sexy, good looking, except they have panels secretly built into them that allow flex,
Yeah, yeah.
that nobody notices.
notices.
So you go in and you have 3 cheeseburgers too many. You're like, how did I don't know how I
don't know
ended
how it
up here.
happens.
Like,
Yeah.
you're like, you're in New Orleans, you're down at like Port of Call, you've had a monsoon, a couple cheeseburgers and baked potato, and you're like, we've got a problem
Wow,
here.
Houston.
And luckily in your backpack, you've got your forgiveness pants.
Yeah.
You stroll in the bathroom, slide
Or
them
you're
on.
wearing them, and then you undo the panels, and they just
If you're really smart, then you're already
come
prepped.
out. Yeah,
You're already prepped.
Because then it doesn't even look like you changed.
I just think it's a genius idea, and we'll offer it up to anybody that wants to run with it.
You guys can have it. Just no TM, nothing. Just do it and send me a pair, because I need them pronto.
And after this, I might need a pair of shorts. So forgiveness pants, the whole clothing
soon.
line. Yeah, I think we're gonna try and get something out for fall.
Yeah.
And the holidays come up, and everybody needs to be prepared to have. I like the zip, right? You just like, I'm just zipping a pocket, but what really happens is you get an extra half inch of
exactly. And you're just like, oh.
I'm just telling you.
I can picture the commercial. They're like looking at each other, like, do you know what just happened? Forgiveness.
I've been forgiven. Right? You're like, your last bite of pie, you're like, I've been forgiven.
Oh my gosh, that's actually good.
Well, Okay,
All right.
I said we jump into this
We're
freaking
gonna
show
jump in.
before we never get it done.
Okay, guys. So we have 5 full questions, and then we have a speed round.
What?
And between the questions, I'm going to be doing some giveaways, some updates, things like that. We're trying to make this more of a fun episode than anything. So
That you've ever seen.
than the alternative.
We haven't done the speed round in a while, so it's always kind of
Yeah,
fun.
that's going to be fun. 1
Yeah.
minute for each question. Obviously, those questions should take more than 1 minute, but
We do the best we can.
Yeah.
It's better that we give you some info than no info at all.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yep.
okay. You ready?
I'm ready.
Question number 1 comes from Artem. Artem says, hello, Sean
Our
and
old
Laura.
buddy Artem. It's so
Artem.
cool to include him in this. He's
Totally.
been here for a long time.
Exactly.
Artem lives in Russia. Do you remember which Ukraine? I think he's in
Oh, yeah.
Ukraine. And he's been here. Just a real quick thing. This is
Yeah.
important. He's been a dog trainer, like building his business, studying all the dog trainers here in the States and elsewhere. And he's really worked his ass off. And he's actually built a really great business and
Yeah.
is doing really well. And he's a
Yeah.
great guy with a great attitude. And we're so proud that he's been here and kind of started out like asking questions with
Yeah.
us back in the day
Yep.
when I was just writing stuff, and now he's like doing really great.
Yeah,
So
yeah, it's
I'm
awesome.
really proud of him.
Good work, Artem.
Yeah,
He
buddy.
says, I can't believe it's episode 100. Unbelievable. My congratulations and best wishes to you guys. You're the best. I remember that you first answered my question when Q&A had a text format, so time is really going fast. So this is my question for episode 100. It's about self-control when you're around dogs and working them. It's obvious that if we use even the best tools and strategies ever, it doesn't mean anything to the dog if the handler is emotionally unstable.
Yep.
What is your personal formula, Sean and Laura, to being cool, calm, and steady around different dogs with different issues? I remember, Sean, that you honestly mentioned in a few posts about your beginnings with your personal dogs and said everything was a mess, including your emotions and attitude. So how do you become stable around dogs, and what do you do now to keep moving forward with that, reaching new highest levels of emotional stability no matter what dog you're working with? Thank you guys, you're awesome, and love you.
Man, that's a really great question.
Such a great question, Artem. Yeah, it's really great.
Do you want to tackle it first while I do the dishes?
I'm going to set the timer. You want me to jump in?
Jump in a little bit.
Okay. So, I think this is something that Sean taught me really early on about just training in general, was just like, I'm gonna just tackle the part about the actual training part, which is like when you're working with a dog, and obviously dogs can be trying. They can try your patience. They can, push at you. They
Push your
can
buttons.
push your buttons. Yeah. And just a lot of like, you can get stubborn stuff, but you can also get dogs that are like, have learning challenges, and you're like, come on, like you gotta get this. We've done this 100 days in a row, and you're still, So, but all I know is that if you aren't in a cool space, it doesn't serve the training or the dog at all. Like, it doesn't even doesn't work at all. It only fuels the fire if there is one. So what I've really worked on is like noticing everything about myself in the moment if I am working with a dog. If I'm feeling that frustration or anything like that, I will literally just leave the dog in place or leave the dog where he is, or like put him away if it's like, you know, break up the training session.
But you're that sensitive to it when it happens?
Oh yeah, especially dogs that are pushy or are really like Dixie the other day. Was like I was working with Dixie at one point and I was starting to like really push.
Almost troubled Yorkshire Terrier, like she's like had us all against the wall. We're like, ah!
But she's really, really pushy, really like she knows everything, but it just still wants to like just and relentless.
Yeah, that's the word. Relentless, not relentless.
So I just noticed in myself I was getting a little like mad at her, but a little like heated. Like I can just feel it's that heat you have when you're talking to someone and they're saying something that you don't, you know, just all that stuff we can feel as a human. If I feel that heat, like, you know what? None of this, like, you just stay there, be a good girl. I'm going to sit for a second. And it's not like anger management, but you don't want to come from any emotional place because I know for a fact it doesn't help the dog at all.
Yeah.
So that's something I do. I'm just super aware. And I've cultivated that in my general life a lot, is to not get heated about stuff too quick.
Nice.
So that's something that I can bring to dog training pretty quick.
Right, so it's kind of rippling out everywhere.
Yeah. I used to, back in my days, have like anger issues.
Yeah, you had a lot of frustration and stuff.
Frustration issues, like patience, time, a lot of stuff like,
yeah,
why
you've
aren't
done
you
a
doing
lot of
better?
work on that.
Yeah. So tons of work on that. And that was just personal work.
Guess who else had problems with anger and frustration issues? Yeah, that would be me. Yeah. Yours truly. Probably, I would venture to say probably worse than you.
Oh,
I mean, I had like, you know, I was like road rage guy. I was a guy who could get like really worked up over things that I really shouldn't have gotten worked up over. I was always running late.
You had a lot of things, I think, not to get too deep, but childhood stuff that was a little bit out of your control.
Yeah.
I had a lot more control in my childhood than I would say you do.
Yeah, a lot more stability.
So when you're kind of out of control as a child, and as you grow up, you start like finding yourself in situations where you're like, why can't I control that too? You know, like trying to gain control again.
Yeah, so I had like ADHD, I had learning disabilities, I had major impulse control issues, I had all sorts of stuff going on, anger issues, unresolved things going on with family and friends and personal stuff. So I had all this baggage. And of course, I used to be running late all the time, which caused me to be in this super anxious state all the time, right? Frantic, always leaving my dogs in that state, which was terrible, like, because I had a separation anxiety dog, so like, I'd leave him with all this crappy energy and all this stuff. And to be honest, Artem, the thing that's helped the most, it's always the same. It's like awareness and intention and focus, right? Like, this is what I want. I want to be better at this. I'm aware that I'm struggling with this. I'm going to create the intention that I want to get here, and I'm going to focus my ass off on doing that work daily. And the cool thing about dogs is that if that's your focus and in your intention, is that they'll offer you the opportunity to practice every single day. And so you will know when you become sensitive to it, you will know instantly when you slide out of your good space, like Laura was saying, and into your space where you're getting a little bit edgy, something like that. And here we are, how'd we get here? And what's happened for me, and I don't mean this to brag, but it's really gotten pretty easy for me. So Laura's watched me work with like really problematic dogs, really dangerous dogs, really like high-end, challenging dogs. And what happens is I just get quieter when I work with them.
And lighter. And it's another tool, like I think you and I utilize a lot, is like, oh, you silly dog that keeps trying to come
we'll give
after
them
me.
nicknames, right? A dog's trying to bite me, I'm like, okay, fancy pants, you know, like I can either get into a confrontational, like it's you and me and here we go, right? Which is going to create a lot of this,
friction,
or I can be like, buddy, wow, you sure look pissed off. And it's a little passive aggressive, right? But it's good to kind of like,
it lightens your tone.
It lightens things up and it keeps the vibe kind of easy. So I think that you also have to decide like, okay, cool, that's the intention and the focus, but Then you got to decide to do your work, right? And what is that? For me, that work was going to therapy, working through like childhood problems and frustration and anger and things and baggage I was holding on to, reading a ton of books that started to move me in a different direction, listening to, we got a new alarm this time, listening to audio, watching videos from all the guys that were inspiring. And one of the things I talk about the most with influence stuff is that one of the coolest things I don't think people think about or even talk about is that not only do influences like give you information and teach you about things, but they also set a bar for you. They set a bar for you character-wise and behavior-wise. And this was something I had no idea about until I got deep into it. And the deeper I got into following these guys and spending like inordinate amounts of time following them and studying them, what happened was all of the defaults that used to be okay became not okay. Like Randy Gage or Darren Hardy or Jim Rohn or Casey Neistat or Gary Vaynerchuk or any of the guys that I really admired, they wouldn't behave like that. And so it really held me to a higher standard. And so I think surrounding yourself with influences that are really powerful, that really pull you in a positive direction and set a higher bar for you behavior-wise. Like if you're following your friend Jim or Brian or whoever and they lose their cool or blow their top or show you that like sometimes you can get uncool with dogs, that's gonna green light you. But if you're around people that are like, man, like your job is to be at your highest level, you'll aspire and you'll reach for that. But once again, that's all work stuff. So awareness, right? Shit, I got a problem. I want to get better at this. Intention, focus, doing the work, surrounding yourself with influences that help build that stuff up and drive you in that direction. And what happens is the dogs give you opportunity to practice every single day. And if you're doing that work, you'll look back 6 months from now and you'll be like, I've become like a Jedi Knight. It's a wild thing. When I work with dogs and I remember how frustrated I used to be, and I can have a dog give me any trouble and I'm just like, it just it doesn't even land on me. It's a pretty exceptional thing, and it gives me a huge bit of leverage on helping dogs that are in a bad space, because the last thing I'll close this out with is if you've got a dog up here and you're here and you start doing this is what you get, right? So when the dog's here, you're easy, cool hand Luke to draw the dog in that direction. Anyways, hopefully that helps, you know, I think you've already done an awesome job, and I think if you just keep focusing on what you want, you'll get there. And you know, you're a great dude, and I think you'll get what you wanna get.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks,
All right.
Adam.
Take care, bud.
I feel still guilt.
Don't be guilty about your dog having 3/4 of an acre to run around on.
No, at my place, it's a small little yard.
Yeah, they still get like they're not in an apartment. They're running around having fun. No, you guys have got it great.
Yeah.
And you prioritize them and take them places.
Yeah.
And like, boy, I'd like to be your dog.
Really?
Yeah.
I think I would hate to be my dog.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I think I'm not like the fun dog owner, like, hey, let's go to the...
You go to the park every day with them.
Yeah, but I mean, the park's just like...
That's huge. Most dogs would be like, I get to go to the park every day? That's the greatest thing in the world. And then they get to come out to TGD and play with other dogs and run around.
Sit with me all day.
I'm not so sure that's the top of their list. Just saying. Anyways, okay. So,
Okay.
let's jump on in.
We've got question number 2 comes from
And a little therapy.
Thank you. Valerie.
This one's kind of on you, but I'm here as your backup. You know I'm always here in case you need
There's
me.
a lot of questions.
I'm telling
Jeez,
you, right?
Louise.
Everybody was like, I want in on 100.
That funny? Okay. All right. So question number 2, Valerie says, hello from Belize.
Hi, Belize.
Hi, Louise. I have a 3-year-old rescue pit named Sasha. Because of my ignorance, letting him do whatever he wants, Sasha developed some serious aggression issues and has bitten 4 people, never drawn blood. He is currently working a similar program to yours, creating if we're not working, place duration work, structured walk, etc. He's shown improvement on his walks, but he's still an aggressive disaster when men come in the house. He starts the psycho barking, lunging, and it's worse if he's in his crate versus me holding the leash trying to correct him.
Yeah.
As we are nearing high season on the island, we have people wanting to come stay with us for their vacation. I know Sash can be friendly with men because he loves everyone at his daycare. They come into his house and get him with no problems, and he's friendly outside of our home. So my question is, how can I get Sash to establish relationships with and try not to eat my friends or family that want to come stay with us? Or should it not be attempted at this stage in our training? Side note, Sash has been trained on a Halti as part of his program. After binge watching all your videos, I would love to get him on a prong and e-collar. I feel like he's hit his plateau with the Halti as a training tool.
You say plateau?
Plateau. Unfortunately, those things aren't available on the island, so I have to wait till someone brings them down. Thanks.
Question: can you order from Amazon onto to
Sure,
Belize?
she's tried that. I'm sure there's no way.
Are there limits?
I'm sure. I mean, I assume she's a smart lady, and she's probably.
Yeah, I was just curious. I didn't know Amazon. I thought Amazon could like deliver to the moon.
I don't know. Maybe there's just no like.
Come on, Bezos.
They're not available on the island.
Where are the drones when we need them?
Bezos?
Yeah, Jeff Bezos.
Oh, Jeff Bezos. I thought you were, because Belize. I thought you were being like, hey, come on, Belize. But you're like, Bezos. I know. No, I know who Jeff Bezos is.
I know you do. You're not keeping up with me. I'm just moving too fast. Too much ice cream? You can't keep up.
Okay, Valerie. So I'm going to start the timer. This is a great question.
It
is. So you've got a dog. You've got a dog who's aggressive towards males, especially that come into your home. So you've got some territorial stuff. Possessive, yeah. I'm sure maybe there's some relationship stuff, all the stuff. If you've been binge watching our videos, then you know kind of a lot of what we're going to say. So I'll break it down in the fact that, the Halti, although can be like, in my opinion, I've seen it work with like really easy dogs that are like pulling on the walk. You can like do a little like pull back, I guess. I don't really see any like, there's no like correction value.
More
with the
management.
Halti. Yeah, it's like, let me move your nose over here and move your nose here and move your nose here and break your neck here. I'm not a big fan of them.
Yeah.
But to be perfectly clear, I had Polar Bear, everyone's favorite shepherd, on a Halti for a long time. And
wasn't it up in his eye and stuff?
Gosh, like I used to like pull all the fur off of his thing. He used to chew through it while we were walking and take it off. And like, I probably went through 10 Haltis, like no joke.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Wow.
I buy him 2 at a time because he can chew them off. So anyway,
Polar Bear.
I just don't. To me, they're a management tool. There's no real correction stuff.
Yeah.
I've seen trainers use them in conjunction with e-collars, which is interesting. I guess I don't think they're probably using the Halti to like direct and using the e-collar to correct.
Yeah.
But you don't have a way to tell your dog no. So you're doing all the program, you're doing place command, you're doing duration, you're doing crating. That's so awesome. We just need a way to hold your dog more accountable to stuff. Like, I'm trying to picture, like if he's in place and some guy walks in the door and he starts losing his mind aggressively, what do you do with a Halti? Like pull his nose, away? There's nothing you really can do, and I'm sure you're seeing that. So with the e-collar, if he breaks place, you can actually correct him for that. Or if he lunges or does something like that, you can correct him. I would just say, like, first things first, you need to get him on those tools and be working that same program, but giving him that low-level foundation with e-collar, prong collar, so that you have those to lean on if when it does come to that stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I would get into like other protocols, like you should be, if you're working with people coming in your house, you should be back tying him, especially at the start. If you're working with e-collar, there's tons of
just like, if you're not telling that dog no for that kind of silliness around kind of people,
like, you gotta start here,
you're toast.
Yeah.
Are you finished? Want me to jump in and like do some stuff?
Jump in, yeah.
So some of the stuff I'm going to cover that Laura already said, but basically there's no consequence in a Halti to motivate your dog to make better choices. I want you to like hold that concept and statement above all else. There is no consequence built into your Halti, into that tool, that will cause your dog to make different decisions in the future. Like hold on to that.
Yeah.
Make a plaque out of it.
Yeah.
Because what it means is you're going to manage, hold, restrain, control your dog. You're not going to get your dog to make different decisions on its own and say like, going after people sucks.
Yeah.
Let me stay here on place.
Yeah.
Right? So that's first and foremost. Here's another part of it is that your dog knows that you have to be close to use the Halti effectively. Now you could have them on a long line. I've never really seen like a Halti long
What
line.
is the Halti doing anyway? I'm sure she's seeing like there's no.
Well, I mean, you can hold him, restrain him, something like that.
But you can do that with a flat collar.
Right. So my point is just that like the difference between psychologically what you get with an e-collar versus a Halti or any other tool you need a leash for is that your dog knows you can influence, control, affect, share consequences and accountability from a distance. Major psychological change. Once your dog knows, you can say, hey, you over there, knock it off, correction, get your butt over here, lay down. Everything changes. When your dog knows that you have to get up, run across the room, grab the Halti, and that here's the real thing. He's barking at like your friend. You have to get up, run across, grab him. And there's no consequence except that you drag him away. Do you get that? There's no consequence, and consequences, even though it's unpopular, consequences drive all behavior.
It's like a cop pulling you over and just pulling you over and then being like, okay, you can go again.
Have a good day.
It's like, oh, I just lost 30 seconds of my drive, but I can drive again 100 again. The worst that could happen is I get pulled over.
Without consequences, behavior doesn't change. It's so freaking simple. So Haltis, people like them because I think they feel like they're kinder, gentler, things like that. But the reality is unless you tell that dog no in a way that matters to him, that dog's never going to make different choices. I can guarantee you. So what you're doing with the Halti is you're managing, and you're probably getting better stuff than you had before, which is good, right? So that's a positive, and it's great that you're getting help. But if you really want to turn this around, you want a life where like people can come in and you can have a dog that's like in a good space, you need the full program. You need to find a way, like on the black market, whatever you got to do. You got to get an e-collar, get a mini educator, you got to get a prong collar. And I mean, if you need to contact us and we'll like arrange to like, ship it over to you, whatever we got to do.
That would be contacting me. Like,
what's that?
Yeah, I'm sure she knows what she's doing.
You know what I'm saying? What I'm saying is like, don't be stuck, okay? I'm being funny, but I'm like, don't be stuck.
I'm like in a customs battle.
It's like, I've been in jail for 3 years now. So it was just over an e-collar. So, but my point is this, like any tool that doesn't share consequences, that shares management, like it's always like, here's the thing, whenever we talk about like, even with leash and prongs share great consequences with dogs. But what do owners do? Dogs barking at the window at somebody, they say no, they walk over it and they drag the dog away. That's not a consequence. That's a dog being physically moved away, and then they put him back in place and the dog's like, great, now I'm headed back to the window. There needs to be a consequence built into what you do. E-collar will help you get there. Prong collar will help you like really refine all of that stuff. And I think that is about all I had. I just said order an e-collar and a prong and try and do the full program. Bless you. If you can order our DVD and our prong collar foundation, it'll really give you the info.
Have so much like foundation already with the Halti, so you could almost just layer e-collar on top of that Halti if you've already like kind of done that. If she knows place and he knows feel and all that. You don't even need to necessarily do a prong if you or all the prong work, but definitely layering all the e-collar stuff, like you get our e-collar DVD and say, you've already used the Halti.
And if you don't have like strong obedience without the e-collar first, then watch our free prong collar videos and get it nailed down. But I'm just going to close this out by saying that like the stuff that you want to get, I know exactly what you want to get, and you will not get that stuff without consequences built in, without tools that help you leverage consequences for crappy behavior, so you can make your dog relax, comfortable, chill out. It's not about like just punishing your dog. It's about saying that's a bad choice. Don't make that choice. Make a good choice. But consequences are absolutely integral into that, in as far as that happening and going down. So without it, you'll be stuck.
All right.
All right.
Good luck.
Yeah, good luck.
Let us know, please. We'd love to know.
Get that e-collar and prong collar. Talk to Laura. Lady, you're rocking tonight.
Am I?
Yeah.
Oh, thanks.
I think it was the ice cream. Got you
Had
picked
to
up. Or
and
the pumpkin
decaf
cookie.
And the decaf coffee.
Yeah. The decaf coffee didn't do anything.
I think it did.
Did it?
Baby
Is
something.
it like mindset stuff?
Maybe. Yeah, maybe it's just mental.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to do a little giveaway, a little fun giveaway time.
E-collar and prong to Belize?
Yes. Okay, so we got this great, awesome rescue chick. Her name's Susan. She, I don't know if I'm going to say the name of the rescue and all that stuff, but basically she's a corgi with a corgi rescue. And she has her dog with us right now, just boarding for a while, and then we're going to be doing a board and train with it. But what I loved about her so much was she was just so open to learning anything to make her foster parents' lives easier and just people's adopters' lives easier, because she adopts dogs that have some issues. You know, corgis have their special little attitudes, so they come with a lot of stuff, and she's like, I'm
Cute and challenging. Yeah, cute and evil. Nicely put.
but I kind of like them. I think they've got a little zest
spirit
for life.
Little
Yeah.
spirit.
So I just loved talking to her about stuff, and she takes less desirable corgis in terms of their behavior.
Is that the name of the rescue?
She literally says we specialize in less desirable dogs.
Nice.
So
nice.
behavioral issues and medical issues, basically.
Gotcha.
But she really wants to further incorporate balanced training methods into her rescue and foster programs, so my foster parents better their handling and training skills. Personally, I've learned from all my mistakes with my own dog, been down the road of positive only, tried various tools, and always come back to balanced training because I found it works best for problematic dogs, particularly those exhibiting aggressive tendencies. She's gone from dog lover to a real dog person, and it's enabled me to adopt out dogs that others had given up on. I took my training methods and showed the adopters what to do and handed the reins to them, and it improved so many, of their lives and moving forward and adoptability. So anyway, she says her philosophy, is basically that dogs can't verbalize their needs. If they have outbursts, they go into fight or flight. Sometimes they bite, and there's miscommunication stuff. And just a lot of things that can't be, dogs are dogs. I think that was what I really got from her. She wants a way to work with these guys better. And anyway, this is getting a little long, but
Yeah.
Is it? Sorry. It's exciting to me. I love seeing rescues turning, because when I started just 5 years ago, rescues were all positive. We were had a few that were, able to kind of, well, okay, you can use that because he does no other option. But now rescues are really turning around. So anyway, Susan, we want to send you a DVD.
Oh, nice.
The Prong Foundation DVD.
Nice,
We're going to give that to you.
Yep.
So I'll be getting your address and all that stuff. But just remember, guys, that Prong Foundation DVD, I want to give those away to rescues, one a week. So you just send me an email to this email address up here, and you let me know kind of why you want to incorporate balanced training methods and why you think you'd be a good choice for us to put in the running. And I'll definitely put you in the running.
Our goal is just to spread the word, guys. Get more and more people out there using tools that help keep dogs in homes and keep them well behaved.
Absolutely.
This stuff is so damn simple, guys. I think the hardest part for us sometimes is how frustratingly simple a lot of this is. Tony just got a dog that he was working with who came out of a shelter being a mess, and Tony taught him very simple stuff, just some simple place command duration, and the dog completely just chilled out like he'd been waiting for it, yearning for it all his life, and just
so happy.
Yeah, so much stuff you can do that's not complicated. Just hopefully we get that message out there.
Definitely. So question number 3 comes from Elier.
I'm ready for him.
Elier.
I'm ready for him.
Elier. Hey guys, I have a quick question. I've begun e-collar heel, and Sasha, another Sasha dog, is picking up quick on it. I'm now upping the game to where if there's a dog, the second I notice a change in her demeanor, I let it be known with a valuable consequence that I don't approve. All it took was 2 times, and she no longer stares at dogs.
Okay.
The question is, since she received a consequence while on a walk for staring at a dog, how will she now respond to dogs when she goes to daycare? Is she going to avoid the dogs, or will she know the difference between the walk, stare, and playtime? Thanks again.
That is a fantastic question.
Great question,
This has been like a really, really good, like,
guys are killing it
we're
with these
only 3 in, but boy,
Yeah.
we've got like universal kind of like concepts. Very,
Totally.
very cool. All right, Elier,
Whatever it is.
So here's the deal. We correct all the dogs that come in here with reactivity stuff for ill intent and staring at other dogs, right? Across the board. It's a simple protocol. You're not allowed to look at dogs if you can't do it in a nice way, if you're uncomfortable, if it causes you escalation, discomfort, intensity, all that stuff. Here's what I haven't seen. Here's what none of us have seen. We've never seen a dog go from that, learning on the walk not to stare at other dogs with ill intent, to mingling with dogs and then having problems with the other dogs. Like that generalizing or transferring to where the dog's like, I don't like other dogs anymore. Because what's happened is that it's become really crystal clear. Dogs are always looking to put the pieces together, right? So your dog looks over at another dog, you say no, tap the button, your dog goes, oh crap, I wasn't allowed to do that. I wasn't allowed, let me do it like this. I wasn't allowed to go.
Yeah.
Boom, correction. The dog goes, oh, it's that state of mind thing that I'm doing, right? So now, conversely, if you took that same dog and you brought it into like a daycare or a group of other dogs, and every time your dog got within 3 or 4 feet of another dog, you corrected it, right? And you did this consistently. What you would get is a dog that would now be afraid of other dogs, because what you would be teaching with the e-collar is not, don't stare with ill intent at dogs. You would be teaching, watch out, you're rocking the boat. You would be teaching that anytime you get close, you get corrected, which eventually, because your dog's looking for answers, your dog's looking like, how do I make my world work? Yep, your dog would say like, cool, I'm not supposed to be near other dogs, and so I'll just keep my distance. So that's really the answer about how that works. We've never, ever, I don't think we've ever gotten a report of dogs that go to daycare or anything like that where they've like, yeah, they've been corrected on the walks and now they hate every dog.
No,
if anything, we see them better behaved because they've got more impulse control, they're more conscious, they're thinking more clearly about what they're doing, they're not on autopilot, all that good stuff.
The intensity is far less if you've got a dog reactive or leash reactive dog versus a dog that can play well with the other dogs. The intensity on the leash is so much higher than
it's
it
such
is
a
when
different
they're just
context.
Yeah, so just having that like, okay, like, oh, you're correcting that intensity. You're not correcting like staring at the dog. You're correcting the intensity. It's like
and intent.
Yeah.
And intent, right? So your dog, let's bring up Mr. PB. So Polar Bear was corrected significantly because he would bite the bejesus out of you, right? So
excited to see dogs,
right?
Crazy about dogs on the walks.
Not worried, not scared, not, oh, maybe that dog's gonna get me. More like, hey, you get out of my way, I'm headed over here. And if she would try and influence him or correct him or something like that, then oftentimes things would get dodgy. She had to correct him significantly multiple times to get him into a space where he would actually walk as a polite gentleman and get and really try. I mean, it was a challenge and try and manage and keep him in a good space. And guess what? He was our best player.
Oh yeah, he's the best dog.
Without a doubt, right? We'd put him in the backyard and we never, ever, ever, ever had a concern. Not because he was hiding, but because he would just go play and romp with all the other dogs. All we were teaching were different contextual rules. One is on the walk, behave like this, here are the rules, heel with me, don't stare at other dogs. When you're around other dogs off leash, have fun. Don't act like a jackass, but have fun and do that. Dogs will definitely create delineation, distinctions about those different contexts. So hopefully that helps.
Yeah, don't worry about that. Just do your thing. Your dog's probably gonna be better for it.
Yeah, so. But remember, if you correct your dog just for being around dogs, you will create that, right?
Totally different.
Cool.
Thanks. So we've got another update. We've got another giveaway. I'm sorry. So this was an email I received a little while back, and I'm just in a good mood. Episode 100, so let's just give them away.
Let's do it. Santa Morgan. Morgan Claus.
Basically, we've got, hello, we are a family with 6 children, aged from 10 months to 14 years old. For years, the kids have been begging us to get a dog, so we knew we needed to wait for the right time. Our hearts were set on a greater Swiss Mountain dog, so we could use the dog on our farm with a cart. We also have a heart for rescue, so we wanted to get one from a shelter, but they're very hard to find at shelters.
Yeah.
Well, a month ago we found a dog at our local shelter that looks very much like a Greater Swiss Mountain Dog. We went to see him and brought him to our home to live in the family forever. So he's 1 year old, he's 64 pounds, and just a big ball of puppy. He started out with tons of challenges, anxiety, dog aggression with the other dog, aggression towards everything, horrible puller on leash, tons of nervousness and bad behaviors. But
Sounds like a smooth fit.
they've done some stuff. They've done some stuff to work him through.
Like what?
I'm letting you
Okay,
know.
okay.
So she's been using the prong and e-collar and seen great improvements. She's just feeling now that she's hit a wall and she needs to get him used to ignore the chickens and have better recall and get him to a place where he won't just like run away willy-nilly.
Those damn chickens.
So he would so love to live this life to the fullest, so we'd get him to that point. So anyway, she was asking about someone had a giveaway with the DVD.
Yeah.
Because they had received a spare copy.
Yeah.
But
Was that the e-collar DVD or?
I believe that was the prong collar DVD. So I don't know. It sounds like she needs probably the e-collar DVD, right?
Sorry, I was scared.
You were scared about?
Just I was drinking. I'm trying to be very, very, very quiet. Which one do you think she needs?
I have a feeling that Christy Bovey needs the e-collar DVD.
Cool. Let's send it to her.
All right, done. She says, thanks for all you were doing at TGD for helping dog owners and trainers. You've been a huge blessing in our family for the month that we've been following you.
Bam.
So,
Love it. Love
done.
it.
You're gonna kill it, and we'd love to see some videos of you and all your brood and your beautiful dog pulling a cart.
Yeah, pull a cart with all the kids in it. Let's see some stuff. Put that dog to work. They love it.
So let me know your address, and we'll be sending that off to you.
We've been trying to get Manu to pull a cart, and all he does is lay down and go to sleep.
He doesn't do anything, man.
No, but I mean, like, if he'd be so strong to pull a cart,
Oh my gosh.
except like you literally like
won't
you
do
attach
anything.
anything to him, and
He'll just lay down.
he calls the Humane Society. Somehow he's managed to get on the phone. He's like, "Help! I'm being abused.
Help! I'm being told to do
They're
something.
making me work."
Question number 4. This comes from Princess. Princess says, I'd love to know more about setting a dog up for success. I hear the sentence being thrown around a lot, but what it's really requiring me to do when go through the day, but what is it really requiring me to do when going through the day-to-day life with the dog, especially a new dog?
Princess, this is like, I have to admit, this was it's a fascinating question, because when I first read it, I'm like, of course, piece of cake.
Yeah.
Because we use that terminology, we use that phrasing all the time. Set your dog up for success. I think most trainers use that. I think probably all of us use that here. And it wasn't until I had to really define it that I was like, wow, I really have to like try and find a way to put this, like, I know what I mean by it.
Yeah.
And I think clients typically know what I mean, but you bring up a really, really good question. So this is a fascinating one that really made me work a little bit, and we'll let Laura chime in as well. But I wrote a couple notes down just to make sure I didn't sound like an idiot. So basically, this is what I came up with. I was at Starbucks last night and I was like, man, that's a great question. Let me see what I can come up with. So here's what we got. So what is, setting your dog up for success? Using tools, training, strategy that works, right? So first and foremost, you got to use tools, training, strategy that works. If you're not, obviously you're not setting them up for success. We were just talking about the Halti, right? Like if you're using a Halti and you're trying to get a dog to stop biting, that's probably not setting them up for success, even though that's not what Valerie is trying to make happen. But that's kind of the issue, like the wrong tool, right? Wrong approach, blah, 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 blah. Not moving too fast through the training and proofing process is essential, right? So most folks, they move too fast. They start to see good results, especially with e-collar work, and they're like, woohoo, we're off to the races. And they start asking way too much of their dog too quick. They start challenging him, proofing him, people coming in the door before they've really got placed like in like micro little bits, like totally proofed. And instead they've got like grandma and everybody else coming over, and grandma's like a loose cannon. I don't know why, but she is. And so like they come in and then the dog is like set up for failure, right? Hopefully that makes sense. Like anytime you're moving too fast through the process of training or too fast through the process of proofing, you're really setting a dog up to struggle, because they basically, it's like almost putting somebody in a class in college that they haven't accomplished the classes below that to where they're ready to move up to the next classes, right?
Pushing them.
Yeah, so hopefully that makes sense. So, and then this kind of goes along in conjunction with that, which is not putting your dog in a situation over his or her ability to cope, right? Either with dogs or people. So it's kind of tied into what I just said, but it's a little more clear. Don't put them in a situation where they're going to fail, right? Like, don't put your dog in a situation where you walk down the sidewalk past 3 barky dogs and you don't give enough space and you literally like,
hang them out to dry.
you know, you like, it's, what's the line? I have a line for that, but like, it's not the pressure cooker, but it's
The
like,
gauntlet.
yeah, you just kind of like, I can't think of it right now, but you just strut right by the dogs and you just like put them right into like high pressure.
The line of fire.
The line of fire, yeah, I mean, I'll find the word by the end of the show. But like, that's how you set your dogs up for failure, right?
Yeah.
So I'm working on my dog's heel. It's looking good. He's been reactive, but he's starting to look good. Oh, there's 3 dogs. They're barking like maniacs. I'm gonna try and walk right down the sidewalk because my dog's been doing pretty good. And I'm just gonna like get 2 feet away from these maniacs. You're setting your dog up to fail because your dog's not ready. He hasn't done, he's not ready for calculus. He's still working on like basic math, right?
And just like a parent, if someone was like, oh, we're putting your kid in calculus and he hasn't done basic math, a parent is going to be like, whoa, 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 whoa.
That's not fair.
Yeah, it's not fair. I got to advocate for my kid. I got to go in there and take care of this. You know what I mean? Not like that would ever happen at a school, but
Right.
the analogy makes sense. So you have to kind of be that parent and be like, okay, I'm going to advocate. You know, we talk a lot about advocating, like if you have a nervous dog, like not allowing people to pressure them, even if they're working through it and all that stuff.
I'm silent.
Silent.
I'm like a ninja with this.
Even if they're working through stuff, we definitely we still want you to advocate for them as much as possible.
Yeah. So the better choice, you're walking your newly well-behaved dog who's healing, who's not looking at bad dogs when they're not exploding around him, and then you see some explosive little snotties. You either cross the street as your dog's working through the program, or you go out in the street around the parked cars, give your dog a little space, alleviating some of that tension and allowing your dog to go, I can do this.
Yeah.
Or you put him right down the pressure cooker and he explodes and you're like, what the hell happened? And you set him up for failure, right?
Yeah.
So that's part of it. And then using space, strategy, training, and management to help your dog succeed rather than fail. I just covered all that, so it's just redundant. But that's really the gig. The gig is like, don't move too fast, don't press too hard, make sure you proof, make sure you take baby steps, and make it a nice incremental bit of progress. And that's how you set your dogs up for success. And then lastly, if you've got dogs that really struggle with like people coming into the house, or like you've got bite risks or anything like that, don't put them out and let them have to try and ascertain how to deal with it. Put them in a crate and put them away until you've managed to train them to a higher level, right? So those are some small kind of examples.
Yeah.
Do you have anything else you want to add to that?
I just think advocating for your dog sets them up for success, just like anything.
Explain that just real quick. Just
I already did.
You did?
Yeah.
It was beautiful what you said, by the way. Awesome. Cool.
I knew you didn't know this.
I was thinking about what I was going to say.
Thanks, Princess. Let us
Thanks.
know. Okay.
Hopefully that makes sense.
Okay, guys. So I have a little update from one of our big, awesome fans, Kim Goulart.
Yep.
She's just awesome. She sent me this update on her dogs that we've helped through Q&A. So she said, "Hey Laura, I just wanted to send you this update because the dogs are doing so great. I'm near tears as I write this because I've learned so much from you and Sean in your videos of the good dog, and my relationships have completely changed with my dogs for the good.
Nice.
Gizmo is the Shih Tzu that you, Sean, Torian, and Jeff addressed in that group video. He's doing so much better with all this structure. I actually was able to get all 4 dogs on the treadmill last night for the first time.
Wow.
Shadow is my GSD Roddy mix that you guys addressed in episode 89, the fence fighter, anxious guy.
Yep.
And I never thought I'd see the day that both him and Gizmo would get on the treadmill. Zena, my other Roddy, jumps on it. Her other dog had been super fearful of it, but last night they were all kind of like on him. So that was an exciting thing. With the help of Sean's video and one of Jeff's on how to get a fearful dog on the treadmill, it was super successful for everyone. Shadow, the nervous one, was on the treadmill and going within seconds. He wasn't totally comfortable, but she ended it on a positive note.
Awesome.
They're doing e-collar training. They're doing great with it, just working low-level stuff right now. Your words of encouragement have meant the world to me. You guys do such amazing work, and I can't thank you enough. Sean's blog posts with regard to relationship and affection have made a huge difference with all 4 of my dogs. I'm so thankful that my trainer here in Oregon shared a post of yours several months back and I stumbled upon you. You both are a big part of my daily life and I watch your videos and follow TGD's Facebook daily. Saturday mornings I used to sleep in. Now I'm ready to go by 7 or so to get my coffee and watch Q&A Saturday.
Nice.
I shared some videos on Dropbox from last night on the treadmill, so I'm going to show those. Previously, and also one of them, all 4 holding place when they hear the garage door for when the dad comes home.
Is that usually
Previously,
chaos?
they would have darted for the door and jumped all over him or anyone who comes in.
Right.
Again, thank you guys so much for what you do. You're truly an inspiration to me. Warm regards, Kim. And then she said, is there a mailing address I could use to send a care package?
Oh, yes.
I'm going to post that up here. It's a P.O. box, but P.O. boxes take care package.
we check it frequently.
We'll check it frequently. Kim, that update, and I'm going to show the videos right now.
Yeah.
Never thought I would see the day that Gizmo the Shih Tzu was on the treadmill. Come on, bud. Good job. So look who got on the treadmill tonight. Shadow. Garage door just went up. Normally they would be running to the door right about now. Hi, honey. Everybody's staying in place.
Way to kick ass.
Yeah, you're
Way to
just-
kick ass with, like, if it's one thing when you got one dog,
Yep.
it's another thing when you've got a whole herd of dogs you're trying to get in line.
Yeah.
And like Gizmo was like, he was a challenging little sucker.
Yeah, he was.
And so good for you that you've really got some great stuff going on. And also getting over the emotional hump of like small dog training, because I remember Gizmo was like, if I'm not mistaken, he was like panicky and like, ah, all these freaking out kind of moments. So, bully for you that, I can say that. Yes, bully for you that, it's my English roots. Bully for you that you can actually train and push through that emotional stuff that typically would cause a lot of owners to be like stuck and be like, oh, he's so little and so cute and he's panicky and this and that. Instead of pushing through and getting him to a good space, like just a lot of owners get stuck right there. And so super proud of you that you made it through that.
Really nice work.
Yeah.
Just so proud of you, Kim. You're one of the greatest. So.
Thanks for the updates.
Yeah.
Guys, we love the updates.
Love
we
'em.
love hearing what's going on with you guys.
Yeah. Okay, so question number 5
Yes.
before we do our big speed round. This is from Jeanette. She says, hi Sean and Laura, love the show. I'm writing about my petite pit mix, Louie. We
Louie.
suspect he may be part Jack Russell Terrier. He's very high energy, high strung dog, but he's eager to please and typically responds to correction.
The old eager to please.
He knows all his basic commands, has excellent recall, and is generally obedient. We started training him with a prong and e-collar. Now we just use an e-collar. He can be reactive, hyper, and vocal around dogs, and these behaviors are intensified at the vet office. Normally around 20 on a dog to e-collar will get his immediate attention, but at the vet, the level is just ignored, so we dial up.
Yep.
However, in doing so, it seems that he becomes more vocal and hyper, like he's getting overstimulated.
Yeah.
Normally he does listen, he does respond to correction, he's able to overcome distractions, except at the vet. Can it be that we're not dialing up high enough, or any other advice would be appreciated?
Yeah.
Thanks.
So this is a tough one, Jeanette. Is it
Jeanette.
Jeanette or Jeanette?
I think it's Jeanette.
I'm gonna go with Jeanette. I'm gonna
like
spice.
Jeanette.
I'm gonna
Just
spice her
do
up a
it.
bit.
Just
Okay.
spice it.
So Jeanette, the vet's hard for so many dogs, right? So first of all, we want to set like realistic expectations.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of humans that don't want to go to the hospital, like
Right.
this guy, and you might have to like straight jacket me to get me in there. So it causes a lot of stress and a lot of anxiety for a lot of dogs, and a lot of dogs won't do their best work.
Yep.
Now, that said, you said that there's still reactivity stuff going on outside of that place.
Mm-hmm.
So first and foremost, if you're like trying to nail that down, it's like you got to get everything else rocking and rolling. You can't go to the World Series until you've got like Little League like sewn up. Right? So, and your Little League is reactivity stuff is not sewn up yet. You're still having issues. So you still got to work through that and really try and nail that down. Once that's nailed down, you got a shot. You got a shot. I'm not saying you'll get there, but you got a shot at the World Series, which would be the vet's office, right? So that's the first thing. Like, you don't try and get here when you haven't gotten here yet, right? You're doing great work, but we need to like close this gap first, okay? So beyond that, there's another part of this, which is like, if your dog is going into the vet's office, and I don't know your dog, but you got a Pitty and a Jack Russell mix, both are like dogs that are easily aroused, and Jack Russells have a lot of fight drive, and so what can happen is you start correcting and you start
Lifting them up.
right? You start creating more arousal, more escalation, more intensity, and really lifting them up, like Laura's saying. And you can end up with a dog that's just getting worse and worse and worse. So there's some times where you just want to cut your losses and just be like, this is just going to be a tough situation.
Yeah.
And I hate giving that advice, like throw in the towel. It's not about that.
The vet is like so infrequent.
Yeah, but what I really want is I really want her to work on the other stuff.
Yeah.
Hardcore,
Yes.
right? To see what we can get.
Yeah.
I don't know what we're going to get. I don't know if it's going to work out, but if I was your trainer and we were sitting down, you're sitting across from me, you're like, I really want to tackle this vet stuff, I'd be like, go tackle everything else and knock it out and make it 1,000,000% awesome. So that would be the first thing. Now, that said, if you do all that work and you still find that you're struggling inside the vet's office, I would honestly, realistically kind of like step back a little bit and start adjusting my expectations for what I'm going to require of my dog. It's such a stressful, stress-filled environment that like trying to correct when a dog is already starting to lift up most likely is going to cause you to have more problems and make the dog worse and worse and worse. So I would probably, if I've done like kick-ass work everywhere else and I just know this is my dog's one spot where he falls apart, you know, like dogs aren't perfect, just like we're not perfect. So sometimes you have to be able to willing to tolerate, accept, and like kind of say like, we've kicked ass in a lot of places, but here's the spot like that's not so great. And that doesn't make you a bad dog owner or you haven't trained your dog right or that your dog's a wreck. It just means that like the dog you've got and the way he feels about in that context is too much for him, and even with the best training you may not be able to get over that hump. So something to think about. What do you want to add? Because I know you have some strong feelings about this.
No, I mean, to me, like, you know, you go to the vet every, 6 months or, I don't even know if that, you know. I know for me, like, my dog Hercules doesn't do well at the vet. I'll just throw it out there. So he gets really stressed. He starts whining. He's not like lunging at dogs or doing that stuff. But to be honest, like, I've tried everything, and the thing that works for me in the vet office, because it's so infrequent, is treats. I'm sorry.
No, there's nothing wrong with it, honestly. I'm making
we're
fun,
just
but
joking.
But
do you remember there was a question someone was asking about an elevator?
Yeah.
They were asking about that elevator, like every time we go in the elevator, but the dog's doing stellar everywhere else, and the elevator's like, oh my gosh, pressure cooker. And I was like, use food, you know, so you use hot dogs and stuff because it's an anomaly situation, right?
Yeah.
So I feel like the vet is infrequent enough that like, okay, we're gonna tackle this issue, it's just when you have a dog that like the vet is so stressful, they can smell all the stress. Every dog that's in there is stressed out. Everyone's like, there's animal smells everywhere.
Anal glands and
my
pee
gosh.
and all the fear hormone. Everybody's like, ah.
My dog's just like, Hercules looks at the door and he's like, and like I don't even know if he's seen a dog there. Like he just stresses
he just knows
out.
it's stressful. Yeah.
So like I just give him little treats and good boy. Are you okay?
And how does he do with that?
He's fine.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
He's distracted by the food. You may have a totally different situation. The only reason I bring that up is like sometimes, like Sean said, you just have to cut your losses. The big thing though in this question is that you need to be working on the reactivity everywhere else. Like don't worry about the vet so much. Like use that. Get him great everywhere else and then see what you get at the vet, and likely it'll just be something. I don't even put my e-collar on my dog when I walk into the vet, to be honest.
Are you ashamed?
I'm ashamed of the tool. I hope I don't want anyone to see it because they're scary and they
How'd this get on my dog?
No, I just know it'd be a losing battle for me to use it. So.
You're not ashamed of it. You just don't want to use it.
No.
So the other thing I was going to say that, and this is kind of building off of when we were doing, we had a question about storm stuff.
Yeah.
And I don't dig that new thing. It's very intrusive.
Wake me up in the morning.
It's very intrusive. We had a bunch of folks talk about for dogs that had storm issues, and one of the big recommendations we heard over and over and over again was put the dog to work, put the dog to work, put the dog to work. And a lot of people were saying it was really helpful. So that would be something like storm, high stress, it's a little bit of a different thing, but still storm, high stress, vet, high stress. Let's get the dog working, right? So I mean, you're not going to do like high flying obedience in there, but like maybe heel the dog around, sit down, and then take 2 steps back, come down. Like get your dog's brain into a mode of listening and being compliant, and you may end up with a dog that's kind of more focused on the obedience than who's focused on like everything else going on around him that's like freaky and scary and all that stuff. So those would be our suggestions. Knock out the reactivity, really like go after that hardcore, make sure that like we set our expectations appropriately after we've done our very best work, and then once you're in there, also try, actually 2 things, try obedience stuff, right? And you can try obedience stuff with food, or you can just do food. Like I was kidding about like, covering our mouth, like whatever helps you get through the situation. We don't have any like big agenda here. All we want to do, like honestly, all we want is what works. So if stuffing hot dogs down your dog's throat for the vet's office makes that better,
unique,
you got our full endorsement. So
totally
cool,
especially for good dogs. If you've got a dog who's behaving everywhere else, it's like it's not like you're like bribing him to not like lunge at people and kill them. It's like, okay, I understand this is stressful, maybe a little distraction. It's like when you give a little lollipop to a kid after they get a shot. Or something like
if it was me, I would like bring in like a dozen donuts, and I would like me and the dog. I'd stress feed us both. They'd be like, come on, one for you, one for me, one for you, one for me.
If Hercules walks into the vet and sees and it's like, oh, I know this is the time I get all this food, it's not the worst thing in the world.
Of course, So, and if you use high value stuff, obviously you've got a better chance of leverage where your dog's going to feel a little bit different about it. So, but that said, just in case anybody runs with this and is like, yeah, you should be doing food protocols, just remember this one thing, all of you guys listening, it's super huge. When stress and anxiety are this high, food does not overwhelm it or does not override it. So like
my dog, food overrides anything, so
she's got that ability.
But you may not have that. That's
right. So that's just a real important thing to hold on to. Anyways, cool. Hopefully that helps.
Hope it helps. Okay, guys. So I've got another giveaway.
This is a marathon. Is this gonna be our first 2 hour?
No, I don't think so. Well, maybe it's possible. We'll see.
You guys can handle 2 hours of goodness.
They can handle it.
With giveaways?
I know. Giveaways and speed rounds.
Secret like surprises, and there's all sorts of stuff like infused into this little thing.
Okay, so this is from Christine. Christine wrote me an email and said, hey, I saw Q&A episode 95 and you mentioned a free giveaway of your Foundation Prom DVD. Please consider Holly's Hope, a nonprofit 501c3. We would use the DVD for helping the families that we serve train their dogs after we get the dogs off the chain. So basically this rescue is just for dogs that literally have lived chained up their whole entire lives and need help transitioning afterwards, especially when families are open to bringing the dog inside rather than leaving them in the fence that we've built for them. So it's dogs. She has like pictures of like, you know, dogs that lived like, it's not like, they're not, she wasn't trying to sob story it out, but just dogs that like live on chains.
It's a bummer.
So it's kind of a cool specialized rescue that the focus is on unchaining dogs living on the end of a chain without proper shelter. Currently in 2016, we've provided 25 dog houses, built 11 dog fences, unchained 18 dogs, and planned 2 more fences a month in 2016.
Nice.
So they're looking to build like runs and things like that for people so that they don't have to just put them on a chain.
Yeah.
And they're totally on donations. It's called Holly's Hope, and basically they want to educate, you know, for responsible pet ownership in an effort to reduce overpopulation, unchained dogs by building dog fences for dogs made to live outside on the end of a chain, dog houses for dogs with no protection, wellness care, vaccinations, supplies like dog food, straw, bedding, you know, that sort of stuff. So
that's awesome.
we definitely want to give you a DVD, absolutely 100%. So just I'll be getting.
That's a really cool program.
Yeah, it's really, really cool. So congratulations. Thank you so much. Any other rescues out there, nonprofits, send me emails and let me know why you want to incorporate balance training.
These DVDs are just sitting here waiting for you.
They're ready for you.
Just waiting.
Guys, people are paying $85 for these, so we've got to...
And we didn't just like throw something together. There's like serious comprehensive stuff in there. There's a 90-page PDF in there. I mean, there is like so much information. If you want to get dogs better, like, man, jump on this. Jump on it. Okay.
So that's Holly's Hope. So
go Holly's
you guys
Hope.
Want to go check that out.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it.
Okay, so we've got a speed round right now. After I do the question, we have 60 seconds. If Sean goes over the 60 seconds, I'm going to jump into the next question.
You're going to punk me with this bottle.
There's going to be no like, oh, let's turn it into 3 minutes. So I'm just going to just jump in like once that timer goes off. So
I'm going to blaze.
I will
do
say.
you want to trade off? How do you want to do this?
I'll say very little, and if there's time.
No. There's 5 questions.
Okay, we can trade off.
Do you want to trade off?
Trade off. Sure.
Yeah, you want to like a showdown at the OK Corral?
Yeah, that's great.
Oh, you want to lay it?
No, I'm looking at this guy. He wrote a lot of questions.
I'm just teasing.
Okay.
Yeah, so I just went with the beginning question, which is how do you call it?
Okay, cool. Okay, speed round. Ready?
I'm sweating bullets.
Dun, 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 dun,
Yeah, where's
dun,
my
dun.
Rocky music when I need
Can't,
it?
because we'll get the show pulled.
Can't we sing? If you sing it, will they pull it?
I am. Dun, 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 dun,
Oh, is that what
dun,
that
dun, dun. Isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I'm teasing.
Oh, okay. I was like, shit, did I sing the wrong one? Okay.
You're singing Laverne and Shirley.
Speed round
like,
question number
what's
1.
that?
This comes from Wilkes. Michael Wilkes says, hey guys, love your show. He said multiple questions, if that's okay, but we're just going to answer one.
It's not okay today, bud.
When going on a structured walk off leash and with the e-collar, if my dog goes to sniff a post or something, what does my correction look like? Is it keep walking and use the proper level on the e-collar, or do I stop as well, use the proper level on the e-collar, and say heel or no, or what do I look like, or what should this look like when it occurs? By the way, I also make sure my dog is peed before we go for a walk. That way he knows he isn't just like needing to go.
Yeah, he's just marking.
Yeah.
Tell me when.
And go.
Pressure's on. Ah!
Do it.
Okay, so Wilkes, here's the deal. So use heel and the corrective button for position. Use no for any kind of staring untoward, like looking, targeting, anything like that. Or if your dog like really tries to go sniff something like that, use no. But use heel more for position. Every time you say heel, you're gonna tap the button at a level your dog cares about, should put your dog back in position. Every time you say no, it should get your dog away from targeting whatever it's looking at. Don't slow down, don't stop, your walk, keep moving. Your dog needs to slow its pace down or speed its pace up to whatever speed you're going at.
Yep.
So I hope that makes sense.
Whoa, look at you. You didn't even you banked some time there. Okay, wow.
I'm feeling fancy.
Feeling
It was the Rocky music.
Okay, speed round question number 2. This comes from Eva. Eva says, what to do when you're on a walk with your leash dog and a loose dog is running towards you that you feel might be aggressive? Any suggestions? Am I doing this one?
Yeah, I would
Okay.
just say like bring a thing of owls and like
Yeah, just-
dump ice cream out.
Ice cream. Okay, so Eva, this is a great question. A lot of people want to know about this question. There really isn't anything that you can do. I mean, oops.
Oh, we missed Rhonda.
We'll do
We'll
that
get back to Rhonda.
So you can't really control your environment unless you're taking a path that you know that no dogs are. But every time we go out in the world, we're kind of like open to the possibility that an off-leash dog could run up. So here's what you do. A couple things. You can use your body. You can put your dog behind you and you can stand with some intent. Stand there, no, get out here, go. Use like your verbal and your body.
Yep.
Body pressure. A lot of dogs will just, ugh. Now if they're like aggressive
mean it.
dogs,
Yeah.
if you mean it. You can do, get out of here, you know, with your hands.
Go on, get White
Exactly.
Fang.
If they're aggressive, that's a problem. But likely they're coming after like another dog. You can also use a pet convincer.
Yep.
Check out a pet convincer. It's compressed air. Okay. Or I'm gonna bank your 16 seconds that you didn't
cool.
use.
Go ahead.
Or you can just go a different route, I guess. Or you can carry a stick.
You can go a different route, right? Just like go to a different city.
No, I mean, if you're having that problem all the time, like I've told people before, don't go to places where you know
No,
you're
you're
gonna have
totally
that
right.
problem
That
all
just
the time.
sounded funny. Like I thought you were like ditching it. So pet convincer, pepper spray, bear spray, confidence, like Laura said, kick the dog.
Yeah, you can kick the dog if it's coming real close.
Not only can you should kick the dog.
Yes.
It's your responsibility to protect your dog.
Yes.
But a lot of that stuff, bear spray and things like that, you spray a dog and the dog's like, oh, that kind of sucks pretty
never
bad.
mind.
Let me go somewhere else.
Yep. Okay.
Pet convincer off Amazon, $25-$30.
Yeah, it's really nothing, so strongly suggest that. Okay, question number 3 on speed round is Rhonda Stone. Rhonda says, wow, a number 100. Celebrate good times, come on. Okay, I have 2 litter mates, half GSD, half Great Pyrenees. Been working hard with the trainer, learning to build the basics. We're a month in and the prong has changed our walks so much, but I feel the e-collar is needed to stop the bratty, annoying barking from my dogs towards other dogs when on leash.
Agreed.
I just can't get them in a good place with the prong when they see a dog, and it's caused them to actually escalate their response.
Yep.
Okay, so my question is, do I get an e-collar that has one remote for both dogs or a separate remote? But then how do I walk both dogs together if I'm using separate remotes?
Great question. Okay, Rhonda, boom. So here's the best deal to go with. Just go with, we just say like a mini educator or a boss, depending on what kind of levels your dogs need. If your dogs work higher, then go with the boss. If your dogs work lower, more sensitive, go with the mini. But what you want is you want the mini double dog or you want the boss double dog, right? You want one remote with 2 collars that go from the one remote, so you can dial up and you can correct with different buttons that go to different collars for each dog. It's the easiest way to go. You can have 2 leashes in one hand or you can have a leash in this hand, but you've got one remote. You do not want 2 remotes to be working on walk stuff.
No.
It's next to impossible.
Yeah, really
And then in the house, it's a piece of cake as well.
Yep.
So always, always, always go with one remote, 2 collars.
2 dogs. Yep, 2 collars. Okay.
Yep.
Look at you. You're like rocking this.
I just try and like come with some
Speed
fire
round,
every once in a
like,
while. I'm trying to
master.
bank some time for you, so in case you get stuck.
Okay. Speed round number 4 comes from Donna Cram, or Donna GCR. But
Is that Donna Cram?
yeah.
Oh, it is.
Yeah. She says, hi, love you guys.
Huh.
Yeah. Remember where I told you I had Emma on a slip lead? Well, I also have the dominant dog collar and I use both, not at the same time. To me, they seem to work the same way. Could you explain to me the difference between them? I can't wait for your 100th episode.
By the way, real quick, before you even hit the timer, Donna sent us a new garden brick.
She's the
That's
best.
one of the coolest,
Yeah,
nicest
the
ones.
TG
I
one.
don't know if we can even show
We'll
it.
show it we'll do it in another thing, but
it's so
Donna,
cool.
it's
Donna,
so
thank you so
awesome.
much.
It has
Like,
the paw prints and it's like so
it's a really
beautiful.
special one.
Yeah.
So we need a garden bad.
Bad.
Bad. Okay, Laura Morgan.
Oh, that's for me.
Yeah, unless you want me to pinch hit for you.
Go ahead, pinch hit on this
Want me
one.
to pinch hit?
Yeah, you
Okay.
had so many good things to say when you were
Okay.
earlier.
Ready?
Yep, go for
Tell
it.
me when.
It's on.
Right now? Alrighty. I don't even need all that time. Okay, so the difference between the slip lead and the dominant dog collar, for one, is the diameter of the dominant dog collar is thinner, which is going to give you more response from the dog than a regular slip lead is going to. It's going to have a smoother action. It's going to allow you to attach a leash to it, which is very different than using just that circular line and handle.
Yep.
Totally different. Better grip, better everything. And then it's more secure on your dog than is using a slip lead with that little leather rolly strap thing that comes down and locks it. So much more secure, 1,000 times. So the dominant dog collar, but that diameter has a lot to do with making that more effective when you want to give your dog like pressure up and like really let your dog know, hey, knock it off. Very different than this big wide diameter kind of rope. It's absolutely like a very different animal.
Absolutely. Wow.
Cool.
Awesome. Okay. Bye.
See ya.
So we've got speed round question number 5. This is from Heather Sears. We know Heather.
Yeah.
Heather says, hey guys, long time listener. First, I want to say thanks for all the amazing things you've done and put out there to help me with my dog Izzy, the 2-year-old yellow lab.
Yay.
Be better communicators. Well, we've just adopted an 8-week-old English bulldog Dozer, and I'm going to have lots of questions again. My first is...
Anytime there's a bulldog named Dozer, I just want to jump through a window.
It's funny. My first is, how can I stop the puppy's obsession with the water? It's so bad when we're bathing him, which we do a lot because he can't stay out of anything. He's constantly drinking, so much to the point of vomiting at times. At first I thought he wasn't getting enough through the day, so we gave him more, and it's still the same. Nothing is working.
Dozer.
Any ideas?
This one I'm going to leave for you.
Okay. So obsession with water, you got a bulldog, so obsessive behaviors are going to be your new friend.
Here's to obsessive stuff.
So what I would say with the water, you got to check things out. A couple things just get out of the way. A vet check to make sure that there's not anything going on. I know I looked up one dog we had that had obsessive water drinking.
Yeah.
Actually looked it up, and there's some issue like thyroid or something. Just get
Are you talking about the dachshund?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she had a major issue with it.
Obsessive, like I need to have water.
And
Also
there was a medical issue, and it actually
There was.
had a major impact on it.
20 seconds.
Sorry.
Yes, there was a medical issue. So get that checked out. Also,
Trying to sabotage.
check your food. I'm sure you've checked all this, but if you're doing a less good food, it's going to have more salt, and dogs get obsessed with salt. And then the other thing is just monitor the water, because if it's just obsessive behavior, then it just needs to be monitored. Like, nope, you only get this much. With the bath stuff, you can correct a little hand correction or like a little slip lead. Like, no, you can't do that.
And just take it away at certain points of the day. But I would definitely do a vet check.
Yeah.
Find out what's going on.
Just see.
It may just be nutty bulldog behavior, or it could be something like this dachshund was like urinating in the house constantly and struggling and like obsessed.
Like, I would be pouring the water and she'd start
Cushing's or
shaking.
something
Yeah,
like that.
that's what it is.
Was it Cushing's?
Yeah, something. Or I looked that up, but I'm not sure if that's what she actually had.
So just check all that stuff out to make sure that it's not a physiological kind of thing. So, wow.
Episode 100 in the bag.
Man, I feel good. I feel like I could do another another batch of questions. You guys, you want to sit through another 20?
I gotta go edit this.
Just kidding. Anyways, okay, but that was a bad joke. So what I would like to do though is go through a couple thank yous. Do it. For some of you guys, and I know I'm going to forget a bunch of you, so please forgive me.
Complain in the comments below.
Yeah, complain to Laura. So for all of you longtime supporters, I can't remember all the names, but some of you guys that stand out. And we appreciate your support, your kindness. A lot of you have sent us gifts, and more than that, you've just sent us support and love, and cheered us on, and appreciated us, and really built a little family with us. And it's been maybe more important than you guys realize. I know that we've been something valuable and enjoyable on your Saturdays, but you guys have also paid us back in kind for the community and support that you've shared times a million. It really is a special thing to sit around here in this living room, create, go through the questions from you guys, and then create the show and share it with you guys, and have you enjoy it. It's so rewarding. Mm-hmm. And then getting the emails back from people that are doing well with their dogs. Like, I mean, it's hard. It's hard tugging stuff. We enjoy it so much. So that said, Joanne, big fan. You've been there forever, and you sent us so many like wonderful gifts. Donna Cram, Donna, and our house full of garden bricks that are
Awesome
beautiful,
dog and your awesome work when you worked with us. And,
so proud of like the work that you've done. I mean, you
Incredible.
didn't have an easy time, and like just super proud of you. Artem, buddy, we talked about you a little bit at the beginning, the top of the show. Proud of you for how far you've come and how far you've worked, and your positive attitude.
Yeah.
I think you're headed places, and I think your attitude has a lot to do with why you're headed places.
Definitely.
So we're proud of you, bud. Rachel the bear. We don't see you that much anymore. You've probably been so annoyed with us that you've written us off. But we've loved your name. I don't know. Your name was like the running joke on Q&A for a long time. But we love you dearly. Natasha Rodovsky. So Natasha's another one who's had enough of us and had a court order issued, and so we're not allowed to talk about her too much. But Natasha Rodovsky was another name and another person that was frequently Q&A for a lot,
Awesome
and we really appreciated you. LaDawn.
for keeping us on our toes with our grammar.
Right,
Spelling.
LaDawn, she didn't mess around. We appreciate you so much, LaDawn. We appreciate you being here. You've always got supportive, funny, insightful, and some corrective things to share.
She's firm but fair.
Right, as it should be in dog training as well. So we're all learning, and she's kind of become a running kind of like almost ghost co-pilot, not co-pilot, but like a co-host, you know, with the long in the tooth thing, which we all know we don't actually mean long in the tooth, right? So just so everybody knows, it's a joke on purpose. And Tara Isaacson, you've been with us, I don't know how long, but it feels like a pretty good stretch. You've done some really fabulous work with your dog. We're so proud of you. We're so glad that you joined us for T3.
Tara's the best.
Yeah, but it just, you epitomize somebody who's gone out with a really challenging dog and not given up and tried a million different resources and not given up and kept trying and kept trying and kept trying, and you found answers. And I know things probably aren't perfect, but boy, have you made some amazing progress. So we're like super duper proud of you. Maggie Fullerton. Maggie's been here, I think, since the first episode. I think she even commented. She's like, I've been there since the very beginning.
So cool.
We love you, Maggie. You're always a great spirit and a great attitude and a great like energy to have around, and we wish you all the very best. I love seeing you on Instagram, that you're posting more and like starting to get out there more and more and share your stuff. So we're proud and happy for you, and wish you all the very best.
And she's really coming out with all her videos. Lead and Love Canine. She's a trainer in her own right. And
I'm doing battle with her on Instagram. We're like head to head. You're gonna watch yourself, Maggie. Carmen.
Oh, Carmen.
Carmen's been around for a long time. She's had her little cutie pie here.
Love her.
Yes, we do. We all love her. So, Carmen, thanks you've always been super supportive and like way above and beyond supportive and so kind to us, and we really appreciate that. Maddie Waddy. Maddie's been there like since the dawn of time, I think. She's put up with a lot of our monkey business, and we really appreciate you, and you've always got insightful, great information to share.
So smart, so good with your dogs, and just such a great friend.
So thanks for being part of the journey with us. And David, our dog walker friend here in Los Angeles, on kind of the west side, South Bay. Is that not? That's not South Bay, is it? South Bay?
Yeah.
Okay, South Bay, west side. And David is a sweetheart of a man, and who really cares about what he does, and does great dog walking stuff, and like puts his heart and soul into like doing a fantastic job, and is very selfless, very egoless, and has always like put his questions out there and been willing to learn, and we're just super proud of you and everything that you've done. So pretty awesome stuff.
I want to add a few.
Please
Heather
do.
Sears, Kim Goulart, Nadine, who's been around. Christina Nolan we put on there. Just people that have been on the page, like
it's so hard to remember everybody.
Christman,
Sandra,
Sandra and
Les and Zoe.
And yeah, we just have a list and that we could just go on forever, but we just wanted to throw some people out there. But we just want to thank you guys so much for being there for us. This really, really means a lot to us.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. We had no idea we'd get here.
Yeah.
And we didn't have any idea we could hold on and keep it going. And so here's to another 100.
Let's do it.
Boom!
Final high five of the 100th episode.
Excellent. Guys, we love you so much.
So much. Thank you so much.
Thanks so much for watching. And we're going to see you next week. And we'll jump into 101. See you guys.
Bye.
Thanks.